me in merry measure, while I tell of Yuletide treasure. Fa la 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 la, fa la 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 la.
They told me, our newborn king to see, our finest gifts we bring, to set before the king. So to honor him, when we come. Little baby, I am a poor boy too, I have no gift to bring, that's it to give a king, shall I play for you, on my drum? Then he nodded, the ox and lamb kept time, I played my drum for him, I played my best for him, Then he smiled at me, me and my drum, 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 me and my drum.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Northeastern State University's Fall 2012 Commencement Ceremony. As we recognize this solemn and historic academic occasion, we kindly ask that you silence your cell phones. In addition, we would like to remind you that noisemakers of any kind are not a part of this academic ceremony, and we ask that you respect the announcement of your graduate's name as well as the other graduates' names as they are called. To begin our ceremony, we now ask that you please rise for the processional.
Good morning, students, family members, friends, faculty, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the Northeastern State University's Fall 2012 Commencement for the College of Business and Technology and for the College of Science and Health Professions. I am William Rugg, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Please remain standing for the National Anthem sung by Seth Arnold, NSU student, accompanied by the NSU Brass Quintet, consisting of NSU Brass Quintet members Kristen Lane, Devin Farmer, Brittany Richardson, Kaisley Kincaid, and Brandon Hall. Ms. Jamie Coons will serve as our interpreter for this ceremony. Thank you, Seth. That was beautiful. Please be seated. Now I'd like to introduce some members of the platform party. Others will be introduced later in the ceremony. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mr. Tim Fouch, Vice President for Operations. Mr. David Kane, Vice President for Business and Finance. Dr. Doug Peniston, Dean, Oklahoma College of Optometry. Dr. Philip Bridgman, Dean, College of Liberal Arts. Dr. Pamela Fly, Assistant Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Denise Deason-Toyne, President of the Faculty Council. Mr. Ken Thompson, who will be reading the names for this ceremony. Many faculty from the College of Business and Technology and the College of Science and Health Professions are here this morning to share this moment with you. Our faculty bring Northeastern State University statewide, regional, national, and international recognition. Most importantly, they care about our students. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to the outstanding NSU faculty. Faculty, please stand.
Good morning. Oh my, good morning. There we go. Yeah. My name is Laura Boren. I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs at Northeastern State University. At this time, we wish to recognize outstanding students. The first group includes our student marshals, members of the Riverhawk Ambassadors, a service organization representing the university in events throughout the year. Would the Riverhawk Ambassadors please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Would TJ Hathcock please come to the right side of the platform? Established in 2001, the NSU Honors Program features a learning environment where students work with faculty members and peers in courses focused on independent research and participation in co-curricular cultural experiences. Students in the honors program must maintain a 3.25 grade point average or above and complete a senior project. Mr. Hathcock, please come forward to receive your honors medallion from President Turner. TJ is a biology major with an organismic emphasis. He is from Cleveland, Oklahoma, and his faculty mentor was Dr. Mia Revels. His research project was titled, Does Anthropogenic Noise Cause American Robins to Raise the Low Frequency Components of Their Songs? Members of the National Honor Society, Alpha Chi, are students in the upper 10% of their junior-senior class and have at least a 3.65 grade point average. Alpha Chi members can be recognized by the gold cords placed over their shoulders. Would all Alpha Chi members please stand to be recognized? The names of the fall 2012 honor graduates and the qualifications for undergraduate honors and master's degree honors are in your program. These students will be recognized individually as they receive their diplomas. Please join me in recognizing our fall 2012 cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude, and graduate honor graduates. Honor graduates, please stand. My pleasure to introduce President Steve Turner, who will extend his greetings and introduce our commencement speaker.
On behalf of the entire university community, let me say welcome to all of our guests today. Students, you have a lot of folks in the seats that have supported you and continue to support you. I would like for all of our family members that have supported these students to stand and our students to recognize them with a round of applause. So all of our family members, let's recognize you today. Thank you so much for being here. It's always important, too, that when we get in groups like this, that we recognize another group, and that would be those that have served or are serving in one of our Army, National Guard, Navy, Marines, Air Force, one of the armed services. If you are a veteran, would you stand and let us recognize you today, please? We have some special guests today that certainly the representative is always supportive of Northeastern State University. I'm glad today to introduce Representative Mike Brown, 4th District Rep, and his wife Tammy, and they have a niece that's graduating. Representative Brown, would you stand, please? Tammy, good to see you today. The last person before our speaker that I'll introduce, I'd like to introduce my wife Penny, sitting right over here to the right. So Penny. It is my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Janet Varney. Dr. Varney has served this university with distinction in several roles, beginning in 1984 as a faculty member and director of the nursing program. In 1991, she moved to the Office of Academic Affairs, where she served as Associate Vice President and Interim Provost, helping to guide the university through many, many changes over the years. Her actions and decisions were always based on what was best for the students. Dr. Barr will retire in January after 28.5 years of service to NSU, and it is fitting that we recognize her many contributions to NSU and honor her as our commencement speaker. In addition, as Dr. Barr comes to the podium, you'll note that she has a medallion. That is a medallion that's presented, a distinguished service medallion that's presented to retiring faculty. Dr. Barr was, is, and always will be a teacher at heart. Please welcome Dr. Janet Varney.
Good morning. Graduates, faculty, family, friends, President Turner, and stage dignitaries, it is my honor to be your commencement speaker this year. I seriously considered making this the shortest graduation address in NSU history and simply stepping to the podium and saying, "Go far." However, I would have been derelict in my duty if I would have chosen that route. So I have prepared a few words of wisdom and advice, and I will try to keep it under an hour. No, seriously, I recognize that your purpose in being here today is not to hear me speak, but to walk across the stage and be recognized for your achievement. 20 years from now, you will not remember who spoke at your graduation or what they said. In fact, you may not remember anything I say today. Therefore, I have kept my comments short, but want to say a few words, and hopefully some of what I will say will resonate with you and your family. First, let me state that education changes lives. Whether you are a traditional college graduate eagerly anticipating your first major job, or a non-traditional student completing college while currently in a job, education will provide you opportunities that you may not even realize at this time. I am an excellent example of how education can change your life and improve your quality of life. I am a first-generation college graduate whose father completed the 8th grade and mother completed the 9th. My college 529 fund was a black and white calf that was sold and the money deposited in a special savings and loan account for my college education. I had every opportunity to fail along the way. But deep down, I knew that education was my ticket out of poverty. I was born to parents who were 49 and 44, the last of 7 children. My dad was what I call a dirt farmer who farmed 160 acres with a team of mules and never did own any modern farm equipment. My mother was a hard-working homemaker, and later in my childhood, she worked as a grocery store clerk and school cook. I grew up in a 3-room house with no running water or telephone or television. We did have electricity by the time I was born, but my brothers and sisters grew up without it and did their homework by the light of a kerosene lantern. Although we were poor, we were rich in many ways. My parents valued education, and my dad was adamant that all his children would graduate from high school. And then by the time I came along, the expectation was that I would go to college. My parents supported this goal, even though they had no idea what it meant to go to college. Although my parents' formal education was limited, I never ever felt that I was smarter than they were. My dad was excellent in mathematics and geography. He could look at a truck bed loaded with grain and tell you to the exact amount how many bushels there were. Or he could look at a steer and tell you almost to the pound how much it weighed. My mother was an excellent cook, seamstress, carpenter, and could fix almost anything. I am thankful that I inherited great talents from both of my parents. I have never felt smarter than any of my siblings either. I just had opportunities that they did not have. Unfortunately, when I was 16 and a junior in high school, my mother became ill and died. This event could have been tragic for my future. but I had support from family, friends, and teachers to continue on with my college goals. I graduated as valedictorian of Severy High School class of 1969 and was on my way to Wichita State University, compliments of receiving many scholarships to complete classes necessary to become a nurse. Like many of you, that first semester of college was very challenging. I walked into my general psychology class in a huge auditorium, and there were more kids in that class than in my entire hometown. Boy, did I feel like a little fish in a big sea, and I wasn't sure I could swim fast enough. I lived with my sister in Midtown Wichita, and very shortly after the semester began, she was hospitalized and had to have surgery, and ended up being hospitalized 3 more times. So this country girl was living by herself in a huge house in a big city and was scared to death. Then to make matters worse, I had a fender bender in my sister's car while going to visit her in the hospital. This was followed by 2 more fender benders that semester. Things weren't going well. Then near the end of the semester, my boyfriend broke up with me and joined the Army. During all of this, I was going home each weekend to take care of my dad and get groceries and do washing and cook for him. Finally, I ended the semester with 10 hours of B and 6 hours of C. The only C's on my academic transcript, I might say. I stuck it out, and the transition started to be easier. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined at that time that I would retire from a university having served in the Academic Affairs Office as Associate Vice President and having served as Interim Vice President and Provost on 4 different occasions. I didn't even know what a provost was at that time in my life. I am forever grateful to Dr. Al Williams and Dr. Roger Webb for taking a chance on me as an academic administrator at a time when there were very few women around the table in higher education. My wonderful career in higher education began by first completing my bachelor's degree. Education does indeed change lives. You are joining a group of individuals today that have had opportunities afforded to them because of their education. In the United States, only 27.9% of adults 25 and older have a bachelor's degree or more. The numbers for Oklahoma are a little less at 22.7. Governor Fallon has made increasing the number of adults holding degrees in Oklahoma one of her priorities under the Complete College America agenda. Under this plan, the goal is to increase the percentage of degree holders in Oklahoma to 67% by 2023. In just 10 years, more than 60% of all new jobs will require a college education. In Oklahoma, 59% will require a college degree by 2020. There is a direct correlation between higher levels of education and higher earnings. According to the U.S. Department of Commerce, lifetime earnings of a person with a bachelor's degree is $1.1 million more than a high school graduate. The rate jumps to $1.5 million for a person with a master's degree and $2.5 million for a doctorate, and $3.7 million for a professional degree. This is the economic impact of education. As I struggled with what to say to you that would be meaningful, I remembered one of my favorite books. Several years ago, I heard a keynote speaker read a book that she had written called Where Have All the Children Gone? Gone to Grown-Ups, Every One. The premise of that book was that as we grow and experience the world, we need to grow deep, not just tall. So today, I would encourage each of you to grow deep, not just tall. Part of growing deep is never thinking you are smarter than another. Work with others to maximize the potential of everyone. Employers tell us that one of the skills that they are looking for in new employees is the ability to work in teams. When people work together in a cooperative and collaborative way, more creative solutions to problems emerge. Another part of growing deep is being honest with others and yourself. Personal integrity and ethical functioning is expected in today's working world. Always, always speak the truth. Strive for excellence in all you do. This means that you will need to continually learn. Never feel that you are finished. You are always in a state of becoming. Work hard, but don't forget to laugh and play along the way. As the old saying goes, a good day's work never hurt anyone. Show up when you are supposed to be there and follow through with what you tell others you will do. A strong work ethic, dependability, and completing tasks on time will serve you well. Embrace change. The rate of change today is unprecedented. Change is constant. Change happens when things are going well, when there is stability, and when there is a crisis. The job that many of you will retire from probably has not been developed as of today. Change can be disruptive. You have to be tolerant of ambiguity and difference, as not everything is black and white. You must embrace change and be comfortable with rapid change. As humans, we have choices. Make sure the choices you make are the ones you want to live with for the rest of your life. In today's world, this extends to how you use social media. Be very careful with what you post for the world to see. We are all citizens of the world. Recognizing the value and contributions of various cultures across the globe will serve you well. The U.S. has slipped from first to 16th in the world in the proportion of adults with degrees. You will be the leaders of the future, along with your brothers and sisters from Norway, South Korea, Japan, Canada, Russia, Ireland, China, Brazil, Germany, New Zealand, and many other countries. My dad had a saying when I was young. He would say, the arithmetic says divide. And what he was trying to teach me as a child was to share, which most often was sharing a treat or a bite of special food. However, as I grew older, that saying brought greater meaning, as I realized you must share your time, talent, and resources with others as you participate in developing the next generation of leaders and in just being a generous person. So to me, part of growing deep is sharing with others. Remember those who have helped you along the way and pay that forward in helping others. Lastly, grow deep by being kind to others and treating people with respect. There is dignity in all work well done. This is the second graduation speech I have given. The first was at my high school graduation. So I consider this as the alpha and omega of my higher education experience. After I had finished this speech, I got to thinking, I wonder what I said at that high school graduation. I found my note cards that I used for my high school graduation speech. Here are some of the quotes from that speech. See if you can detect a familiar theme. In order to cope with world problems that affect our everyday lives, we must have a good education. Remember, these quotes are from a 17-year-old perspective. As time goes on, we will find that it is almost necessary to have a college education in order to fulfill our place in the world. Try to be a little bit better each day. We all have room to improve. Education is a privilege which you should use as wisely as possible. All the small things we do each day for others adds up to a better you. Your life is what you make it. Does that sound familiar to what I've said today? Education does change lives. NSU is a gathering place for great ideas to be exchanged. Education expands the mind and stretches your imagination, challenges your beliefs and ideals, and provides you a solid foundational knowledge for your career. Congratulations to each of you on your accomplishments. From here, you will go far.
Thank you very much, Dr. Barr. As you might imagine, I have a rather unenviable task, and that is trying to fill those shoes. Can you imagine? But good preparation. She certainly laid a lot of groundwork and left a good place for me to walk into. It is now time to present candidates for the baccalaureate and master's degrees. Each candidate will be recognized on stage and receive a diploma cover. Master's candidates will also receive a hood symbolizing their professional field. After all candidates are recognized on stage, President Turner will confer degrees. Dr. Roger Collier, College of Business and Technology, will present the baccalaureate candidates for that college.
President Turner, I am pleased to present to you these candidates from the College of Business and Technology upon whom the baccalaureate degree will be conferred. Business and technology candidates, please come forward.
Wendy Garcia. Angelique Hunsucker. Nicholas Durrett. Wesley Whitson. Pamela Jenkins, magna cum laude. John Rusk. Demi Gilliam. William Blake Andrews. Joy Lynn Dodge. Rachel Elizabeth Metzger, cum laude. Jessica Petty, summa cum laude. Tracy Lynn Harold, summa cum laude. Shumei Fu, summa cum laude. Carmela Curry Denson. Brent Franklin Hughes. Brittany Lynn Sneed. Cody M. Craze. Raymond C. Greninger, III. Hardik Gandhi. Trevor Ryan Crouch. Curtis James Thomas Starling. Charles C. Knight.
Amanda Jewel Akins. Lori Beth Brown, cum laude. Erin Paige Pittenger. Scott Drohan. Casey Allen Nelson. Corey Kirk. Andre Hernandez. Yusuke Kojima. Magumi Asawa. Akana Oashi. Ing Dan. Quinn Nguyen. Christopher Gerald Winfield. Lance Cartez Williams. Dwayne Howe Stratton. Cassidy Hicks. Jason Rochester. Samuel Kenneth Elliott. John Henry Engelman. Daniel Wayne Lyons.
Please help me acknowledge the bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Business and Technology.
Good morning. I'm Martin Veneman, Dean of the College of Science and Health Professions. President Turner, I am pleased to present these candidates from the College of Science and Health Professions on whom the baccalaureate degree will be conferred. Science and Health Profession graduates, please come forward.
Matthew James Corbett. Chelsea Halana Teehee. Keisha Almisha Miller. Sherry Lee Patrick. Jareen Baki. Pania Yang. Heidi Hassini Nasser. Tanner Curry. Eric Rouse. David Michael Reed. Lakeland Crane. Jessica Taylor White, magna cum laude. Charles Nolan Philpy. Christina Marshall, magna cum laude. Miles Don Reed. Krista Faith Randolph Ogden. Daniel Farragher. Carlton Nicholas Clark. Seth David Carnes. Terry K. Jacobs Davis. Elizabeth Collins. Kristen Renee Younger. Veronica Mary Sadowski. Jonathan William Hyatt. Roderick Leon Bledsoe. Heather Dawn Cruz. Rhonda Sue Blair. Leslie Kirshen. Nicholas Wayne Smith. Katie Shaw. Heather Michelle Dorman. Genevieve Camille Teague. Tarina Westmoreland, summa cum laude. Donna Parrish, cum laude. Megan Coward. Amber Lynn Uphoff. Ashton Tess Hardison. Tiffany Ann Fiedler. Cynthia Jacqueline Sanders. Brandon Lloyd Espinal. Ashley Lee Baker. Mariah Elise Moore, summa cum laude. Edward Eugene Springer, magna cum laude. Nelson Ojeda. Bradley Connolly. Landon Joe Woods, cum laude. Josiah Berryman. Kimberly A. Tate. Lauren Michelle Channel. Mary Cruz Carrillo. Miranda Sawyer, magna cum laude. Michael Lee Bates. T.J. Hathcock. Felicia Mansfield. Carly Ritchie. Shane Bacon. Tracy Oliver. David Jess Bowling. Daniel Herwig. Daniel Isaac Gibson, summa cum laude. Brent Spencer. Hideyuki Nishizawa. Scott Ryan Martin, cum laude. Christopher Brian Allen, magna cum laude.
Please help me acknowledge the bachelor's degree candidates from the College of the Science and Health Professions.
Good morning. I'm Tom Jackson, Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs and Dean of Graduate Studies and Research. President Turner, I am pleased to present these candidates from the College of Graduate Studies upon whom the master's degrees will be conferred. Master's candidates will be hooded by their college dean and their faculty advisor or assistant dean. Master's candidates, please come forward.
Junior Anthony Wright. Pei Wong. Sarah Cameron Pamietto. Emily Perry. Julianne Lee Smith. Mindy Donette Thompson. Anne Marie Richards.
Please help me acknowledge the master's degree candidates from the College of Business and Technology and the College of Science and Health Professions.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson, and thank you to the faculty for providing us with a variety of hooding techniques. I found that quite enjoyable. Now, it is time for the conferring of degrees, something you've all been waiting for. Will all the baccalaureate and master's degree candidates please rise? President Turner, pending the results of final degree audit, I certify that the candidates standing before you have completed all requirements for the baccalaureate and master's degrees respectively, and I recommend that the degree to which they are individually entitled be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Rugg. Consistent with the statutes of the state of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and the Board of Regents of the Regional University System of Oklahoma, and by authority vested in me by the state of Oklahoma, it is my pleasure to confer upon you, each of you, the baccalaureate or master's degree as printed in the program, with all the rights, ranks, privileges, and responsibilities such a degree carries among scholars. Graduates, there is a tradition in higher education that signifies the passage from being a student candidate for graduation to becoming a graduate. At this time, please move your tassels from the right side to the left side. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Graduates, as you know, Northeastern State University has a long history of service to Oklahoma. Our alumni have accomplished great things in their professional and personal lives. Today, you are joining this distinguished group, and we are here as your partner as you begin this chapter in your life. Here to explain the benefits of membership in the Alumni Association is Mr. Daniel Johnson, Director of NSU Alumni Services.
Graduates, it is my pleasure to welcome you for the first time to the Green and White Network. See, that's how we refer to our alumni community, and you are now joining thousands who have preceded you, who once made their mark here on campus, and who are now making their mark every day out beyond these grounds. The NSU Alumni Association is your link to the Green and White Network. And it's the role of the Alumni Association to get you plugged in and to keep you connected with the institution and with each other. The best way for you to do that is by joining the Alumni Association, and I'm excited to know that many of you have already taken that step and joined when you filled out your application for graduation. And I thank you for that because it's those dues that allow us to produce the programming, to offer the services, and to put on the events that we do that keep the alumni community connected to each other and to the university. You know what else? It's really just the best way to show your pride for this institution. It's just like this piece here that you received as you walked across the stage here. This is the official NSU alumni pin. And you can look at this pin kind of like you do your time here. It can be something that just gets tossed aside, or maybe even lose it on your way out the door. Or you can hold on to this. Have pride in this. Have pride in what you've accomplished here. Here's why. Because one day you're going to have the opportunity to give back. And I'm not just talking money here, but one of these days you're going to have an opportunity to influence a high school student who's considering where they want to go to college. Or you might have an opportunity to open a career door for somebody that might not otherwise get open. And I hope when that opportunity presents itself, that your pride for Northeastern comes through loud and clear. That when you share with them the wonderful experiences you had here, and especially when you share with them what a great place this was and how it shaped your life. Once again, I welcome you to the Green and White Network. You will always have a home here, and you will always be a part of our family. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And I'd also like to thank the many individuals who helped make this event today possible. Numerous people are working behind the scenes. We actually start working on our next commencement as soon as this one ends. It's a full-time job year-round. So many individuals are working behind the scenes and making all of this possible, and I certainly want to thank all of them. And I especially want to thank our registrar, Dr. Julie Sawyer, our Executive Director of Enrollment Management, Mr. Jarrett Phillips, and the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Pam Fly. Thank you so much for your hard work to make this possible. Now please stand and join in singing the Nsu Alma Mater, sung by Seth Arnold, NSU student, and accompanied by the NSU Brass Quintet. Following the singing of the Alma Mater, please remain standing for the recessional. After the platform party has recessed, you are dismissed to meet your graduates. Thank you.